Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
A few moments later.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Sports Church, where we gather together to worship at the altar of competition, where grown men and women play with balls, beat the shit out of each other, and drive around in circles. I'm your host, Friar Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. I'm a card-carrying member of the E4 Mafia. And I'm one of the founding members of the Veteran Revolt Radio Network, which you're watching right now on a number of platforms. We're live on Facebook Live, who's very mad at me because apparently I spam share. This happens 2 or 3 times every month. It's pretty annoying. So the show doesn't get out. But we're live on Facebook, if you can find us there. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. And we're live on, which is very important. Get on over to Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble account, create one. It's real easy. Doesn't cost anything. Search Vet Revolt Radio. You'll find us there. And give us a thumbs up on our videos. Leave some comments. Live comments don't come through. The live comments only come through on YouTube and Facebook. But we do respond to them anyways. We're also live on X, formerly known as Twitter, as well. So we're out there all over the place, thankfully, because Facebook hates me. Hates me. I've argued this point with them until I'm just red in the face, and there's no winning with them. They don't give a shit. So unless you give them money, lots of money, because they're hurting for that. And Mark Zuckerberg's a really poor man, scraping by. I hear it's horrible. Yeah, we don't get any love. So without further ado, we're gonna kick this off. Hey, what? man. Oh, hold on. Hello, asshole. Hey, I take that very much as a compliment. I appreciate you for tuning in, dude. What's going on, brother? How's it going? How's the World of Tanks doing? I played about 40 games today and did not do well. Started out great. Last hour was kind of rubbish. All right. We're short today. He had some stuff come up last minute. He's good for that. It's always last minute. I'm gonna kill him. He would have told me an hour ago. I would have been even more fine with it. But it is what it is, man. Life gets in the way, and so he's got shit to take care of. Pook should be joining us from the road. We'll see how that goes. But I do have Pops. So I do have Pops. He's gonna cover all our auto racing. And there's not much. So this could be quite a short show unless Pook manages to stay on and guide us through the world of MMA for quite a while. Otherwise, it could turn out to be a very short show, which is fine. I got to get up early tomorrow and then do some stuff. And then I have a half day. I'm off. I took a half day of PTO. So it is what it is. All right. We call him Pops because, well, he's my Pops. Father Pops on this show. He's been in the auto racing industry for over 50 years. So, he's talking about listen when he speaks. Without further ado, Reverend Pops this week.
Good evening, everyone. And your microphone is cutting out again. But anyway.
Is it really?
Yeah, really weird.
Nobody sent anything in the chat.
Anyway.
I got all right. Say, look at this. Look. See this? See these buttons?
Yeah.
Which way are they supposed to be?
The little one that goes all the way to the right edge. You're looking at it, not the. I don't know how it is. When it turns around.
It's turned. I'm looking at it. It's turned all the way to the right.
All right. Now the one above that, turn that all the way to the left.
Okay.
That just went all the way to the right.
Oh well, see, I'm telling you, they're both where they should have been.
All right. I don't know, man. It's cutting out, but I think the top one is the gain button, which means how much it picks up, and you were probably overloading it, and the clip they would clip it, so you would be talking, and all of a sudden in the middle of a sentence it would disappear. But anyway,
why is this only a sports search problem? This never happens on the bar.
No idea. I have no idea.
Either. All right.
But, so I would check in on you on Saturday night, but my Saturdays are not good days, so it's probably wise that I don't check in with you.
So what's new?
Very little. The motorsports business is down to next to nothing. We have no races this weekend. We have good race next week. It's Las Vegas. It's going to be on the Las Vegas Strip at nighttime, so it'll be very attractive with all the fluorescent lights and everything. But again, that's that's Las Vegas. It's all the show, and that's what it is. It's a show. And
what time is that going to be on? Where can we watch it?
It's going to be on NBC, and I believe it is going to start at 9:00 Eastern, which is 7:00 Las Vegas time.
On a Saturday?
Yeah. No, it's on Sunday night.
Sunday night at 9:00?
Yep. So it'd be 9 to 11:00, which is reasonable time for anybody. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell Trevor Lawrence did today to score 1/10 of a point. Anyway.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
That's Las Vegas.
No, nobody said.
Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. It is on Sunday the 19th at 1 a.m. Now, I don't understand that.
Nobody's going to fucking watch it. I mean, unless you tape it.
That's 11 o'clock California time. What the hell? That is so silly. Oh, I'm sure they're going to rebroadcast it during the day. But woo.
What's up, Chris? No, it never happens on the bar, man.
people will walk outside from the tables to watch it, but I guess anything can happen in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're charging a blooming fortune for tickets out there, so I'm not real sure what they're expecting. Like I said, it's big money tickets. So I looked at a 1-day event, and it was over, the least I could get in there was over $210.
Wow.
And I'm sure I could have got some comp tickets from one of the casinos, but
yeah,
that is a bit much. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Is a bit much. I mean, here's the funny thing. Not funny. The actual sucky part of the whole deal is that Andretti has got to put on a big show out there just to get somebody's attention. So Cadillac and Andretti are having a private luncheon to try and talk with F1 about becoming a participant. The Domicelli, the head of Formula One management company, is not returning Michael Andretti's calls. And so Cadillac says, well, then let's go and be a presence in Las Vegas, and I guarantee you we'll be able to talk with him. Now, the ugly part of this is that several teams, including F1 management themselves, have gone back to Cadillac and said, look, you don't have to join with Andretti. You can come to Formula One and be with any number of teams, and probably just with F1. I mean, you talk about just cut rate, absolute behind sticking it to people. Fortunately, Cadillac has said, look, if we're going to come to F1, we're coming with Andretti. We're not coming any other way. So they've got a good partnership. But that really ticked me off that F1 and teams have gone back to Cadillac and said, you don't need Andretti, come with us. So
Euros.
Just plain interesting, to say the least.
Right on, right on. While we wait for Pook, not much here new going on. Kind of covered most of that last night on the bar. We're gonna do a little fantasy football here later. We're not gonna have the I don't think this is gonna work.
What's that?
Because somehow in the latest update, Android Chrome has a bug that. So watch this.
There's
Pook.
Cooker.
What is up? How you doing?
Hey, guy, where are you moving to right now?
I'm on my way to work. I got an early start. These Sundays are very challenging for me. I don't know if my heart ain't in sports like it used to be when I was a younger man. Anyway, maybe I ought to do a political show during the week, man. I don't know. This is getting more and more difficult. I'm not kidding you. It's getting more and more challenging with complicating things like early start times for work and I got a new little lady and we've been going to church. So I don't know about these Sundays, but
well, going to church and being on sports church does not necessarily go together.
Well, both of them are true. Both of them are very important. We know this.
Yeah. Oh, hey, this is funny.
All right,
I can remember John doing sports church in the garage at the apartment in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
at 11 o'clock in the morning.
And I got caned from the building management because the smoke was coming out of the garage and getting into the first floor apartment of some people. I give up. It was fun times. That's all there was to it.
That was the original sports church.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the original talk radio.
Yep, that's we might be going back. We might be going back to that time if you can accommodate that.
Yeah, maybe we'll just work on the time.
Well, see, if we go back to the original time, the original time, Pooks and church, so that eliminates that for you.
That's the problem. That's what I was thinking. It's got to coincide somehow with my sleep schedule. like Mini, I would have been on there sooner, but I overslept. You heard me when you were talking to me on the phone. I'm like, give me 10. I was barely awake, man. I just barely got up. I just barely woke up. I was late. I slept through the alarm. But I made it. I'm on the show. I'm also on Highway 202 headed to work right now.
All right.
We got some interesting happenings here in MMA.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah, well, Pereira knocked out Yuri Prochazky last night. Pereira got him with a barrage of punches and elbows, short punches and elbows, and a lot of people thought it was a early stoppage, including Joe Rogan asked him if he felt it was early stoppage. Asked Pereira thought the stoppage was early last night in the octagon. Pereira didn't think so. I don't think so. You see Yuri Prochazky's hands go limp. I mean, I have the. And
remind me, Chris. I'll get to that later.
Everyone does. We all have the advantage of super slow-mo that the ref in the ring doesn't have, and the people watching live didn't have. But you see, he goes limp, and I think that I believe it was referee Mark Goddard. I believe that was not an early stoppage. I believe he actually saved some damage.
Yeah.
He saved the fighter from taking additional damage.
Well,
We also
you see his hands go limp.
He was like shooting for a takedown.
Yeah.
Yuri was shooting for a takedown, and Pereira cracked him with a series of short punches and elbow strikes, and you could see his hands just go limp, like he let go of the guy's legs, and because of Pereira's weight, fell backwards onto his back. The ref had a better angle of it, a better view of it than the cameraman. Ref Mark Goddard waves it off. I think it was a good stoppage. There's people that don't, because and the reason he got up right away. Right after he got knocked out, it was a flash knockout. He got up right away. But if Pereira would have kept hitting him with the rock, if Pereira would have swarmed on him after that happened, I think the ref really saved some damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I heard about like Rogan made some comment about like, I hope you stop that short for the divorce money or something like that. And I'm like, what?
I saw an Instagram reel about that too. Unfortunately, I did not see the whole card last night. I really don't know what that is all about. I mean, that kind of, I don't know. Rogan was making a joke, obviously, but that hits home for a lot of us. Ouch.
Yeah, I suppose it does.
Tom Aspinall won last night. He's got the interim title now. Obviously, he's going to be facing Stipe Miocic eventually here. They said that Stipe, there's reports that Stipe was walking around with a limp. Stipe's not getting any younger, that's for sure. John Jones just got surgery, as we know. He'll be back. He's already in rehab. The UFC's getting sued.
Uh-oh.
For what?
Yeah. Well, this is for, a bunch of stuff. Monopoly tactics, locking people in contracts, stuff like, okay, you got let's say you got a contract with the UFC, right?
Yeah.
For instance. And let's say you're a freaking grappler. And you want to fight in that Abu Dhabi or whatever. You want to fight in some grappling tournament of some kind, right? Well, they'll let you fight in that tournament, but when you fight in that tournament, they will extend your contract 6 months. So they got these contracts that kind of perpetually trap people into staying with the UFC way longer than anyone would want. Francis, I guess, had the first sunset clause. These contracts go on perpetually. It has a lot to do with other stuff too. Things that I'm not privy to, but there's a good chance that the UFC is going to lose this case, and I'm going to tell you why. Vince McMahon, which is part of the UFC's the ownership group, right?
Yeah.
The group that owns the UFC now also owns WWE. And I believe it's called TKO. So he dumped like $750 million worth of his stock. Now, the actual company TKO is going to buy like 100 million of it, and then there was reports that Friar Emanuel was going to buy $1 million worth, but that still leaves like what $649 million worth of stock that Vince McMahon's dumping. We'll see how that affects their bottom line, if it does at all. Vince has like $3 billion in stock in this, I believe, something like that. So he's dumping like almost a third of his stock, and I don't know if that's good for the UFC moving forward at all.
Why is he dumping this? Why is he doing this?
I believe it's because of a lawsuit. That's what the speculation is. The lawsuit's advanced. Like I knew about this lawsuit weeks and months ago, and I didn't bring it up because I didn't think it would go anywhere. The lawsuit's moving forward, and it looks like that the UFC might have to settle for like $300 million worth of damage, something like that. Let's just say the UFC is a fat hog, right? And it is. It's a money train. And the actual profit at the end of the year, I think something around 100 million and change, something like that. I mean, the money they generate is a lot more than that, obviously, but they got payroll, they have, right? They got overhead. The damn thing was bought for a lot of money. So what I'm saying is they possibly could have like 3 years of revenue stripped from them from this lawsuit, and also they're not going to be able to play games on people's contracts anymore, which is going to affect them with free agency because you got the PFL now flirting with the Saudis. And if the PFL has Saudi money, the UFC, this might be bad news for the UFC. The fact that Vince McMahon dumping his stock is, I literally watched a 2-hour video on this last night. If anyone wants to check out Jesse on Fire and his take, I'm parroting a lot of what he had to say. But a lot of what he had to say made absolute sense to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be repeating it.
Yeah. Where did you see the video? I mean, where was it? You said you 2 hours.
He's an MMA creator on YouTube. His name's Jesse on Fire. He's not everyone's cup of tea. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like the guy. I think he's funny. Sometimes I agree with his take. Sometimes I don't. This one I can't not agree because everything adds up. Look, man, Vince McMahon's dumping his stock. I think Vince McMahon's dumping his stock because of the lawsuit, because he thinks the UFC's or the group's going to tank a little bit anyway. Get some value out while he can. I don't know. All that's speculative. The only person that knows why he's pulling why he's selling his stock is Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Is UFC on the New York Stock Exchange, or where is their stock? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're publicly traded. It's going to be TKO, I believe, is the group that owns WWE and TKO Productions, something like that. It's good. Right. You can find it. You can look it up. I'm not sure. I know. I'm not exactly sure. I know Ari Emanuel's involved in it. Vince McMahon's involved in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dana White. The thing was bought by the Fertitta brothers for a very large sum of money, over $1 billion. I don't even remember how much, but a lot of money. The UFC was sold for a lot of money. The thing's a monster. But if, like I said, they don't have Saudi money, the Saudis the Saudis start, like, here's the thing about the Saudis and what they did with that Francis fight. That Francis fight, they lost money on. They lost money on the Francis Ngannou fight, and they don't care. They were putting on a show. They were putting on a show for the world. They were showcasing Saudi Arabia. They were putting on a commercial for the Fury. I wish Kyle was here. I can't think of the name of the guy that he was supposed to fight in December. Who was Fury supposed to fight in December? I'm in my car. Anyway, the fellow that the Fury was supposed to fight in December, that was the Ngannou fight was an infomercial for that fight, along with the infomercial for Saudi Arabia, pretty much. The Saudis lost money putting on that production. What I'm saying is, if the Saudis throw that kind of money into the PFL, it's going to be very hard for the UFC to compete with that, especially if they start cherry picking some of the top talent because they can get out of their contracts because of a lawsuit. Now, all this is speculation. You know, I'm not ready to crown the PFL the king of MMA yet. We all know the UFC is the king of MMA, but the PFL does, however, on their roster, have the actual heavyweight king of MMA in Francis Ngannou. And when Dana White was asked last night at the press conference after the pay-per-view about Ngannou, and if he'd ever do a cross-promotion, he got salty and angry and started asking the reporter silly questions back like, why would I ever do that? Why would I ever do that? I'll tell you why you do that, Dana. Because we all know who the champ is, the champ. He's the people's champ of MMA. He's also the people's champ of heavyweight boxing. Francis Ngannou's the best. So, of course, you might have John Jones, but that fight should happen. That fight needs to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball.
Well, I found Jesse. I found Jesse on fire. And I also found the TKO group, which is a media group that WWE and UFC.
Right.
So
Right.
I'll be able to find the other things. I see the UFC faces disaster before UFC 295. So
yeah, you know, I mean, it's Jesse's job. It's Jesse's job to hit you with a click. What do you call that? Get you to bite on his clickbait. It's his job to be. I don't want to say not provocative. What hyperbolic? Part of his job is to be hyperbolic. You know, to overreact to things, and that's. I mean, he's a hyper guy, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's a MMA fan, and he gets on there and he talks a lot of shit. And I agree with, like I said, I agree with a lot of stuff. Okay, made it to the parking lot safe. We didn't crash. That's amazing. All right, man, I'll take a sigh of relief. I'm not trying to drive and do this at the same time. I'll tell you what, it's so much easier when I'm able to have my windows open on my laptop and I can just hop around and look at stuff that I wanted to talk about and not just have to remember it off the top of my head. Yeah. But that's okay. I did the best I could with this under the circumstances. That's pretty much what I got for you for MMA this week.
Well, Pook.
Real quick.
For about a minute, because I think we'll do the motorsports report, and you'll really enjoy this motorsports report.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hang around. I'll hang around till around 45. At 45, I gotta head in. We got a little muster that we do before we clock in, and I get a coffee and stuff. So
right.
45, I'm gonna head in. Sorry to cut you guys short. We're gonna have to figure something new out. Next week, I absolutely cannot do the show. I'm going to be tied up all day. I got a Thanksgiving dinner because of my work schedule. I can't do Thanksgiving on a Thursday like everybody else. I'm going to have to eat a turkey sandwich in the break room. On Sunday, I'm having Thanksgiving with my sister. It also happens to be my actual son's birthday. It also happens to be my nephew's day that they're going to celebrate his birthday on.
Yeah.
So I'm literally, and then I got a poker tournament that night. I am literally tied up all day Sunday next week. So I don't know, maybe I could email something in. I don't know what I could do, but next week I'm not going to be able to make it either. And then following after that, we got to figure out something to do with the time, because if they keep scheduling me, last year I was lucky, they were giving me Sundays off.
Yeah.
A lot of Sundays off, and I had a couple of days where I actually had to work. And I had some early starts. We worked around it, but it seems like this year they're scheduling me every Sunday, 6 o'clock.
Yeah. The casino you work at is where?
I work at 4 different ones. I'm a part-time dealer. I work at, but I'm always getting scheduled Sunday now. It's NFL season. I'm a part-time dealer at Gila River, and they own 4 properties here in Phoenix.
All right.
If anybody wants to come say hi to me, I'm on the dice table. I'll be at the
right.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna be tough because crazy odds at dice tables.
Oh man, and it's all the players you got to keep track of too, man. That's all the bets, man. These players, they literally have trouble keeping track of their 2 bets that they make.
Yeah.
And I got to keep track of every single one of them. It's like adult daycare, especially when everyone gets drinking. Right?
Did they have fights over bets? You know,
things can, when you break in on that game, it's pretty tough. You know, because it's a lot to learn. But once you get the handle on things, you know, things should run smooth because you learn little tricks. You know, everyone's throwing their bets in all at once. Everybody's trying to, but if you can only do one thing at a time as a person, right?
Yeah. But the table.
So whatever anyone else is doing, I gotta deal with the person I'm dealing in front of me. Move on to the next bet. You know, it can get chaotic. You got to get used to it. But
the table is so big. You know,
all right, Pook, you're gonna hang for a few more minutes, right?
And gambling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang in here for 6 more minutes, brother.
All right.
I'll be back.
Okay, so we're gonna. All right, so what we were talking about, craps, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, pops, craps can be a challenging game, and you're dealing with gamblers, and a lot of times they're drinking. And they got trouble keeping track of their bets. And you got 8 people on each side, so you got to keep track of 8 people's bets. But you know, you got your little tricks. You know, you put them up, you set them up in a.
Is that what you got? Really, a maximum of 8 people on the side?
No, you might be able to fit. You can comfortably fit 8.
Yeah.
You can comfortably fit 8. You got 16 people on a full table.
Right.
But you probably could slide. I've dealt on tables with. I've dealt with. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. There's like 16 and 1/2 places.
Yeah.
You know how they got the little rails to put your money on the table?
Right.
There's like 16 and 1/2 of those spots on each side.
Oh, okay.
On a full table. And they've made bigger tables than that too, but that's about as big as that's a pretty decent sized table. 8 on each side is pretty decent. Well,
I mean, the one side you take up half the space because the guy that's in charge of the table has got his money stacked there. So I mean, probably fit 8 people there.
No, not on that side. That side obviously is roped off. But yeah, on the side for the player, the one side, you got the one side I'm saying, all right, you got all right, each position you got the stick man and you got two base dealers, right?
Right.
Well, you got second and third base. You got the stick, second and third base. Second base deals to eight players to 8 spots.
Yeah.
Or 8.5 spots. We'll call it 8.5 spots because you could probably squeeze another person in there. Second base deals to 8.5 spots. Third base deals to 8.5 spots on his side. The stick man watches the whole table. Make sure that all the bets are being paid right on the side that the dice lands on. The boxman watches the side of the table opposite where the dice land. While the dice are in the air, everybody except for the base dealer opposite of where the dice are landing are all watching the dice. So you got the base dealer on the side where the dice land looking at the dice to make sure there's no chicanery going on. You got the boxman looking at the dice to make sure that the dice are tumbling through the air and hitting the wall. And you got the stick man doing the same thing. And then the other base dealer should be watching his bets to make sure no one tries to slip in anything on him while the dice are in the air.
You have to watch to see if the dice are tumbling in the air?
Yes. Because the first place I worked, you had a dice sliding team that came in and they.
Now I lost you. I don't hear any of your voice. You went silent.
It looks like the dice are rolling because the die that's sliding is spinning.
Yeah.
But it's spinning on one number. And then the other dice is tumbling through the air and onto the left. And what they'll do is they'll bet every single bet you could possibly make that has, like, let's say 6 in it. So they'll bet the 12, they'll bet the 11. They'll hop the numbers like anything with a 6 in it, like a 6 and a 4, a 6-2. Yeah. And when they roll what they want to roll, if they roll the 12, they clean up on you, and a dice crew can get fired. I've seen it happen. So yeah, I told you how it's supposed to be done. Now, when you actually go to the casino, you might see the stick man freaking looking up in the sky and freaking rolling his eyes and stuff and daydreaming. That's not how the job's supposed to be done. Yeah. You're supposed to be vigilant. You're supposed to be watching the dice.
Welcome back,
John.
Hey. We had dice talk.
I learned all about tumbling dice.
Well, there's that echo.
They warned me about.
Yeah, we got an
echo again.
Yeah,
it's Pook.
All right. Well, I'm gonna jump off anyway because I gotta go hit up this gaggle.
All right, man.
I gotta go with muster. I gotta go face this.
Hit me up with times.
All right, I'll talk to my lady. We'll try to figure something out. I'll talk to you during the week too.
Yeah.
And like I said, next week's a no-go. Sorry about that. All right,
no worries.
See you later, Pook. I learned all kinds of crazy things. Did you know that they have to watch the dice tumble in the air?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I've known Pook for what, 26?
Yeah, something like that.
Almost 28 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. It was a thing I was toying around with. It still am. If beat up at the current job I'm at, which I love 99% of the people. There's one person there that I wouldn't piss on if he's on fire, but I like it there. They treat me well. It's pretty good benefits, and I get like 3 weeks paid vacation, and I'm really good at it. And it's just what I did in the Marine Corps, except nothing goes boom. So, but yeah, I got a job offer the other day to run security for dispensaries.
For a Sentry? A grocery store?
Dispensaries.
A dispensary. Okay.
Yeah, they just made weed legal in Ohio.
Ah, okay.
So now there's going to be mad amounts of cash flowing through, and well, you can't deposit it in the bank.
Yeah, Well, but now they're well, I don't know. They're
You can deposit in a
the
bank
federal
that's
government playing all kinds of
not-
games with people. Huh?
yeah. You can do it in a private bank or credit union that isn't federally insured, and I think that's what's going to happen in Ohio. Is these guys are just going to sit up their own shit.
Yeah, you got to find one that. Well, I don't know. That federal government doing all kinds of weird shit.
Well, welcome to yeah. But without getting too far off the rails, we can always come back to that in a little bit. But yeah, you really should do the bar with us sometime. I think you'd have fun. Get you some.
Yeah, but you know me on Saturdays, I'm kind of bizarre
Let
anyway.
loose. Well, that's kind of the point of the bar, so you'll be fine. Let me queue up this motorsports report you got going on, but here it is. I don't know what that is. It just
There it is. All right. Well, I was going to tell you that. Well, we know IndyCar's not running; they're done. NASCAR's done, and the only thing that's running is F1.
Oh, I get it.
So hit the play button. There you go.
That's you 45 laps. That's you 45 laps into a NASCAR race anyways. And then somehow you miraculously wake up in the last. I don't know how you do it, but you've always done it.
Hey, well, you can stop that if you want.
Wow, that's loud.
I just couldn't. There was nothing at all. And I was doing my research on Andretti, and it just gets more bizarre.
Yeah, you put something. Did you put it in the sports chat, sports church chat, or did you put it in the highlight chat? Which one? There was something. I saw something about Andretti.
Oh yeah, I sent a video. I think to you, but it's
hey,
the 24-minute video.
Okay. Well, we're not going to do that. But we do have
I wanted to give you the background of it because it is bizarre. And it was probably a very good report, is what I was getting at. The company did a nice.
Well, give me the synopsis of it.
I'm sorry, what? The synopsis of it is basically the drivers have all commented as opposed to it, with the exception of Lewis Hamilton, who has since clarified his positive feeling that he's not in favor of Andretti. He's in favor of just expanding the number of teams. and the reason is, he says that, well, F1 is too white. There's no diversity of the ownership. There's no female drivers. And one of the comments in the debate that they were having was, well, all you got to do, Lewis, is say, hey, I'll step out of here. Put somebody in there. Put a female in there, and see how she does. And you know, if people are qualified, they'll get there. Or they'll find somebody that's got a bunch of money. Remember, I can't remember what her name was. The chick from Brazil who got into IndyCar because her boyfriend, husband, whatever, was a vice president of the petroleum company, and that's who sponsored her. I can't remember her name, but anyway, she had the backing, and so she got into the sport. Now, she wasn't qualified to be there, but she got into it, and that's that's basically the game. Is that if you bring them enough money, you can go anywhere you want.
Was it Anna Beatriz?
No, she was a halfway decent driver. Anna, like I said, she is a halfway decent driver. What the heck was her name? But it doesn't matter. She spent 2 years in IndyCar and then just got chased out because all she was doing was wrecking and spoiling other people's races. Is really what it comes down to. Pippa Mann was another driver that had some talent, but couldn't get the sponsorship behind her. It's tough, but I mean, any sport is tough. You look at Danica Patrick. The only reason she got there is because she brought a bunch of money with her. That's not a knock on Danica, because she had some talent, but she wasn't a champion talent. She won a race, and it was kind of a fluke, but she won the race. But you look at, I mean, her time with NASCAR was pretty dismal, and it was. I was surprised to see her leave as soon as she did, but she just was not capable of being a winner in the sport. She could race with pretty much anybody, but she could not win. And that's what is required of drivers in that sport if you're going to stick around. There's an awful lot of drivers that go in there and race. But I mean, you look at guys like Kenny Schrader. Kenny's years and years in the sport. I don't know how many wins he had, but there weren't many. But Kenny was a hell of a driver. Kenny could drive champ cars, could drive I don't know, just whatever he drove, he could drive anything. He drove midgets, was a champion midget driver, drove sprint cars. So I mean, he was an all-around driver, but he was not on the par of Kyle Larson, who can drive pretty much anything there is to drive. He does well with. I just watched a video of him running the. I can't remember where it is, but anyway, it was on a half-mile track, and he started 8th and was in the 5th place by the end of the first lap, and he just kept moving up. He took the lead with 5 laps to go, and he and the second place guy swapped the lead up probably 10 times in the remaining laps. It was wild to watch, but he ended up winning. And his he got done, and his complaint was the car pushed so bad I was surprised they could do anything. So I mean, you know, he wins with a very poorly performing car, and that's just the way he is.
Right.
He just finds a way to adjust and go beyond it. The most frustrating part of this whole Andretti bit is that it's like they're doing everything they can to slow things down. He wants to begin participating in 2026. And originally he wanted to do it in 2025, but that time has gone by because they've been dicking around with it so long. But there's all kinds of ramifications from if he gets rejected. How do they reject him? Because he's obviously qualified.
Right.
It comes down to money, and the teams are saying we don't want to dilute the sport. If you add another team, that takes away 1/10 of their earnings. But you go the other way, is that if the television audience responds to Andretti being in the sport, the rate for television will go up, and therefore that's more money for them, and that's more money that gets put into the pot. So it's something they have to convince them that it's a plus, even though it's on paper right now it's a negative. It's I don't know. The interviews with the individual drivers, they all just I don't know mimic they did exactly what their team bosses told them to do, and that is poo-poo on why should we bring them in. But if they're in favor of competition, they should be in favor of Andretti coming on. But it's the difference between are you a competitor or are you just out there to make money? And most of them are out there just to make money. To be honest with you, if you run outside of the points are paid out to the first 9 places. All right. So if you're not in the points, why are you even showing up? You lose
money, right?
Well, I mean, if you're not in the top 10, you can't be excited about what you did. Yeah. And so why do you do it? And it can't be because you enjoy the competition, because you obviously are not winning, and so you can't enjoy that. So I don't know. It's I'm surprised that Haas stayed around as long as he did. To be perfectly honest with you, because he's basically running a Ferrari. I don't know. Andretti's supposedly going to have their own car. They're going to use Renault engines. Cadillac is going to be the big sponsor.
Why is the Cadillac going to do an engine?
They're not. They will probably do it after about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Ford. This is weird. Ford is now teaming up with Red Bull. Red Bull bought out the Honda engine plant and hired all the Honda engineers. And now Red Bull is bringing Ford on, and I'm sure they're going to take over the management of the Honda engine, and they're just going to put a Ford logo on it. So it's the same. It's going to be the same engine. It's just going to have a Ford logo on it, and obviously they're kicking a lot of money in over to Red Bull, which is just a shame because they need all the money they can get. they're selling, I don't know what you want to call flavored water, and it's wild. But anyway, the sport is always been a little crazy, and Formula One just really is crazy. They used to be 20 teams, if you remember correctly. There used to be 20 teams, and then it would go down. 19, 18, 20, 17, 16, 15, and it got down to a point where there was only 10 or 11 teams, and they came up with the rule that every team has to bring 2 drivers, and there has to be 20 teams. So the teams, by having the 2 drivers, went from 10 teams up to 20 teams, but they were actually just 10 teams with 2 drivers on each team.
Right.
And then Red Bull came along, and when they had the minor crisis, when they dropped down to 9 teams, Red Bull created the Toro Rosso team, which is Red Bull in Spanish, I guess, or Italian, I don't know. And so Red Bull's got 2 teams. So
Gotcha.
They have the money to spend, and they do. And they did very, very well. You know, the current champion, and he was crowned champion last week because there was no one that can come in and close to him, to Max. But anyway, he right now is the 3rd winningest driver in Formula One, and he's only been there in 4 years. But he is the 3rd winningest of all time. Which is absolutely wild, and there's nothing, who's going to be able to challenge him. Mercedes hasn't been able to hold it up. They're actually going to finish, I think, 3rd and 5th in the drivers' points. Lewis will finish 3rd, but it's 2 Red Bull drivers, 1st and 2nd, and then Lewis is 3rd. So it's a shame, but the fact that Michael Andretti cannot get the Stefano Domicelli or whatever it is to call him back to discuss the issue is actually, it's got to be frustrating as hell. That's the guy that is going to say yes you can or no you can't, and I think he just doesn't want to talk to him because he's got to tell him, where things sit, and the fact that he's up against I guess a lot of people against him because the money is not going to be there. So anyway, like I said, to be Cadillac and Andretti at Las Vegas, and hopefully they can come up with a way to make this go, because Michael is one that does not take no for an answer. He believes that there's always got to be a way, and that's what he hopes to have happen. And that is it for motorsports. How's that?
All right. Nicely done, sir. And for everybody out there, just live on Twitch.
This is
Facebook,
crazy. You are breaking up
Rumble.
again terribly.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know either.
Yeah. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Rumble. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter or X. Twitter, formerly known as, if you will. We're on all those. Go get a Rumble. You know what? Rumble account. Get it. Get one. There's great people on there. Rogan's got stuff on there. Russell Brand. He's a crazy dude. Never thought I'd ever like that guy. I fucking love him now. And yeah, we're on Twitch. Like I said, and Facebook is about to go bye-bye because I'm just fucking done with them. It seems like every other week they're banning me because I spam. All these groups I belong to, all these groups I've been given permission to share the show to, they don't care. They're like, you're spamming, and we can't allow that because we're protecting our people and from spamming, because apparently if you die, according to Facebook, who can go fuck themselves. I heard Mark Zuckerberg's a really nice guy. I'm sure he is. He's pretty high on the spectrum too. For somebody who had to create a social media platform to meet people while in college. I hope Elon Musk beats the fucking brakes off that twerp. I swear to God. He's the world's most awkward pussy in the world. Oh, it's not my fault. I've been to people. No, dude. The Bucks with you, and your company sucks. It used to be great. It was amazing. Facebook was so cool, and live streaming on it was so easy, and they allowed you to get organic views. You know, people would just find you, and because it would come across their feeds, and now you got to pay them to do that. And pay them a lot of money. It's stupid. Why am I getting an echo? It was so easy, and then they allowed you to get organic. Do you have your phone on or something? Okay. Anyways, moving on. Worse. How about we do that?
Okay.
So, we got tonight. We've got the Jets, the New York Jets. It's the Raiders of Las Vegas. Gonna have a fucking decent game. He's made strides and improvements under the tutelage of. Yeah, he's not there yet, man, and I don't know if he has the skill set. There's only so much you can take with teaching somebody. If they don't have it, they don't have it, right?
Yeah.
But to the Indianapolis Colts face off against the absolutely terrible and soon to be without Bill Belichick New England Patriots. Sorry, Bill, you go after this year. 6. The Houston Texans, and a nail biter again, 2 weeks in a row, faced off against the Bengals. Man, the Bengals they had a chance. They had a chance to win it. They went for it. Touchdown pass. He drops it. Game pretty much over. I mean, fuck kicking the field goal and going to overtime. Nah, we're going to go for the win. And you didn't get it done. So, but 56 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 fumble lost. Singletary had a pretty good game. I wish I would have fucking known about this dude. 30 carries, 150 yards, and a touchdown. Nick Brown, which I've been paying attention to now that CJ is kicking butt over there. 7 receptions, 172 yards. The Saints, the New Orleans Saints, behind their new quarterback, Derek Carr, formerly of the fell to the Minnesota Vikings 27-19. The Packers 3-6. The Jordan Love era is not looking very good. They are 1-4 away. And boy, he started out hard and it's just not gotten it done. I don't know how much of that is on him. Honestly, I've only watched like 3 Packer games this year. But Matt LaFleur is in trouble. Jordan Love is definitely in trouble, and that GM is definitely in trouble. Now, Packer fans and me and Pops are both Packer fans. Maybe me more so than him because he's got that sense. But we got spoiled for what 20-22 years.
Yeah.
You know, we had I think what do we have 5 our 2 quarterbacks won 5 MVPs every year in the playoffs, just about every year. So maybe it's our time to kind of like the Patriots a little bit, to kind of just hey, somebody else is going to be doing this. Yeah, it looks like it might be the Lions. We'll see. We'll get down to their score. Tennessee Titans. Boy, I picked up this guy. I can't remember his name. He's a new starting quarterback for Tennessee. Him last 2 weeks having like 35 projected points, 31 projected points. I think so far he scored 20 over those 2 games. So I'm glad I didn't start him. I was all weekend. I'm like, God, he gets 35. Fucking woo! But no, I stuck to my Purdy because he's so Purdy. And I'm glad I did, as you will see later. Oh, I didn't give you the score. Sorry, on the Titans. Buccaneers 20-6. Buccaneers defeated the Tennessee Titans. Baker Mayfield. Look at this dude. I guess he doesn't suck, huh? Damn, like a lot of these guys that fail, or so-called fail. Look at the teams they played for. All right, and look at the coaches that they had. Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. He comes down there. What was it, last year, and just has an amazing performance for one game. Tampa bring. He has. He's done all right. He's done pretty well. They should have won that game last year. It was his fault. But today he had 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. Mike Evans, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. So Buccaneers defeat the Titans. The 49ers took on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 6-3. So apparently San Francisco has rebounded from its little hiccup with Cincinnati, and they're on the path. Brock Purdy, 296 yards and 3 touchdowns. He broke his touchdown streak. Do you know how many he had in a row?
Tell me.
17 touchdowns. Yeah.
17 games in a row?
Yeah, today
Wow.
He's 95 yards, though. George Kittle, 3 receptions, 116 yards, 1 touchdown. Good job. Purdy, it's so Purdy. To the Browns. This was a nail-biter. This is a great game. This is a fight. I think this is honestly the best division right now, which is the AFC North with the Steelers, the Browns, the Ravens, the Bengals. Browns are 6-3, Ravens 7-3. Browns pulled it off, scored 16 points in the go ahead and win 33-31. Lamar Jackson did not have a good game, and I was watching some fantasy guy or some expert on CBS, and I won't say his name because he's I'll give you a hint. He used to play for Cincinnati. Said Lamar Jackson is now the best running quarterback of all time. I'm like, yeah. Right, moving on. He had 223 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Really good quarterback. Yeah, just fucking amazing. What an asshole.
Hey,
Jay Ford, who's
what went on with Trevor Lawrence today? Do you have any idea? With Jacksonville?
I have not gotten. I haven't gotten that far, but I will find out when I get there.
Yeah, apparently had 2 interceptions but he had less than 100 yards.
I looked at your score earlier, and I thought he got hurt.
I hope so, because
before you hope so.
Well,
I
got him playing because my guy was on the bye, and he scored 1/10 of a point. Not 1 point.
Got somebody else.
0.10 of a point. That's why I said, can a quarterback get an negative number?
Yes, he can. I've seen it happen. Ford, who took over for the injured. Oh God. Oh no. Nick Chubb had a good day. 17 carries, 170 yards. And that was a great game. I wish I would have watched it. I only caught the highlight. Tip my hat to the Browns, my AFC football team that I follow. Good job. The Falcons and the Cardinals, a game nobody fucking cared about. Ended up with a Cardinals victory. Decided to put down his PlayStation 4 for a few minutes and managed to do 249 yards passing with one interception. The running back out of Atlanta had a decent day, 22 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. But the Cardinals defeated the Falcons 25-23 in a game that will be forgotten tomorrow morning. The Lions away with the NFC Central. Had a bit of a tough time, almost blew it. Final score was 41 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Jared Goff had 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dave Montgomery had 12 carries, 160. Stardom. Keenan Allen, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Thank you for that, Keenan. Thank you for validating my belief in you, sir, when I picked you, because I was like, oh, he's getting old. But maybe he's got. So far, he's I think number 23, number 2 in points scored in fantasy football this year. So definitely a good thing. The Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? They, after getting beat, and I have video for this too of what happened in the game last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll play it here in a minute. But the Cowboys, and they're 4-0 at home, and they continue. Dak Prescott had 404 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, keep in mind, it's the Giants. They are terrible. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys 49-17. The last game of the day was the Seattle Seahawks versus Washington Commanders. Seattle won 20. Smith had 369 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson Jr. of Washington, running back, had 6 receptions and 119 yards rushing and catching, I guess, 1 touchdown. We got a game. The game Thursday earlier. Nobody watched that. Even my wife was like, "You gonna watch the football turn on for James?" I'm like, no. She's why? Because it's Bears and Panthers. It's a 3-17 versus 1-18. Who? It's like no. Then Monday, this is an important game for me. The Bills play the Broncos. Bills having a kind of a rough season so far after being in it and almost going to the Super Bowl, 2 years in a row? Maybe the window is closed on that team. And, Bills fans, you should be used to that. So don't take it too hard. But they're 5-4. Broncos are 3-5. They go off Monday night on ABC, ESPN at 8:15. I highly encourage you not version of that. Have you watched that? Have you tried to watch that? Do you know that this is a thing, Pops, where Peyton and Eli watch the game and have guests come on?
It's fun at times.
Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's pretty fucking cringy. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah. They're rubbish without writers. I'm just saying that anyway. But yeah. What happened to Trevor Lawrence? He is a Jaguar. I wonder if I can get the box score. Yes, I can. Give me a minute, because I got about 4,685. 6 years old, and it's going to take a minute to catch up. He was 17 for 29, 185 yards, 2 interceptions. He got sacked 5 times. His quarterback rating was 15.0.
Yeah. I mean,
So
he's had everything above 85 rating the entire year, and he comes to less than 50 today.
yeah, I think he got hurt too. Because there were two other guys behind him. They only threw 3 passes, but yeah. Just welcome to fantasy football, I guess. That was terrible. To fantasy football, aka Brittany Griner, but somebody spelled it wrong. Don't know who that guy was. What a fucking idiot. We'll go to those scores and go over that real quick. There it is. Oh, we have some comments I got to catch up on. Sorry about that. I got so many windows open, man. I can barely pay attention. Your mic is on its way out. No, it is.
Yeah, it is weird. It's cutting out again, and I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know. I seriously about to have a fucking shit fit about this. We're gonna have to spend some time to figure it out because for some reason on the bar I don't have a problem with it, and now I do. So you know what? I'm turning the gain back up.
Yeah, go the other way. Yeah.
I'm turning the gain up and seeing if that does it. All right. So, non-NFL player because he's ending torn Achilles. Who was that, Chris? Lawrence? Let me know. All right. So, in the Brittany Griner, aka Brittany Grenier, ball. What we got right now? First game up, of course. Tacos, Ghost Monkey.
The change in the game did not help you at all.
Well, I don't know what else to do, so fucking moving on. Seriously, I don't.
Well, I know. I mean, it's got to be frustrating for the folks in the audience.
Well, yeah, but
the other thing is check your connection to the computer itself. Unplug it and plug it back in that way.
I can't do that mid-show, man. Unless you want to fucking sit there and talk to people for 2 minutes while I try and figure out where.
I'll talk to somebody for 2 minutes because it's got to be frustrating for people because I'm sitting here and I'm getting frustrated and I got other stuff to do. But there's nothing more frustrating than a dead air, and especially when you're watching it and you can see the guy's mouth moving and nothing is coming out. That is the major crime of broadcasting is having dead air, but you got true video so you can see what the hell's happening. But it always happens. I had that at WIFE in Indianapolis. We ran some dead air, and I had no idea it was dead air. And but the station manager managed to call me and ask me what the fuck I was doing. So we'll see. Well, you gonna talk?
No.
We hear you now. I'll see if it does goofy stuff. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I switched.
Well, if we
all right, so talk.
Didn't work. Do you have any other microphones?
Tacos Ghost Monkey. No, this is all I have.
Okay.
So I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna check this real quick and see what's going on.
I take it you're checking the bottom of the connection on the bottom of the.
No, I turned up my volume on my phone to watch it, and so I don't know. I'm gonna keep going here.
Yeah, keep going. I mean, you can't stop.
Yeah. So all right. So Tacos Ghost Monkey versus Combat Santa, the Terminal Lance. Original projection was 154 to 145. Right now, the live projection is 184 to 148. I'm leading 161
Yeah, you should be okay
I'd hate
today.
to call it in my favor. Yeah, but he's got Josh Allen, Myers, Cook, and the Las Vegas defense, which is not exactly, that's left is the New York defense against Vegas. They should rip them up. I'll go with what the computer's telling me, 89% favorite.
Yeah,
I'll take that. I think I might have won this one. Hopefully I do. If I do, that puts me into first place again. Even though we'll be tied for records. I'll have the point advantage.
yeah.
So I'll be back in first.
Combat Santa the one in the first right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's in first.
So it was first and second
Game up.
playing, and second or third and fourth playing. Okay.
Yeah. Blame it on the crayons. Kyle making a bit of a comeback. And looks like he's got this one wrapped up. Projections, but as of now, Pook's who is his quarterback? He must have somebody on a bye. Yeah, Mahomes on a bye.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder I heard about Travis Kelce and basic bitch girlfriend Taylor Swift. I'm sure she's a very sweet girl, but anyways, I'm sick of hearing her. It's so is every other NFL fan. See, I haven't heard any interruptions since, so I don't know. But anyways, it looks like blame it on the crayons. Doc's team, who isn't here tonight because reasons. I already docked his pace. So. He had a pretty kind of day from most guys, but Brian Robinson Jr., the Washington running back, 38 rushing yards, 6 receptions, 2 40-plus yard receptions, and 1 40-plus receiving yard touchdown. That's the money. That's how I set it up this year.
Why?
Because you guys made me the commission.
Why is Pook's pick on the projection?
And
why is Pook's prediction or projection in red? I don't understand that.
Oh, because he grossly underperformed.
Okay.
And he's done.
Oh, he's done? Pook is done?
That's all the points he's going to get.
Wow.
Done. That's all his players have played already. So, yeah. Like he could, like, put his bye guys in right now and still win. Because it's 151 to 95. He's won by 60 points already almost. Go to 5-5, and Pook's gonna drop to 4-6. Next matchup, can you take this versus Yo Mama? Not gonna go over this too much. Yo Mama actually set her lineup.
Look at that.
And
Yo Mama
good for
kicking butt today. 206.
Yeah. She can go fuck herself, anyways. But for reasons that have nothing to do with fantasy football, Mama gonna knock you out going up against J-Dubs living on. Well, that's not happening. She's gonna go to 3-7, and J-Dub's gonna go to 5-5. It looked real good for Mama gonna knock you out early.
Yeah, the projection was unbelievable, but they didn't live up to the projection.
Despite a loss, Colin McCaffrey had a decent day despite not scoring a touchdown. I don't know how you get 23 points and not score a touchdown. I mean, 95 rushing yards, 47 receiving. Must have been. It would tell me if there was a huge play in there, and there isn't. But Walker, Seattle running back, did have a good game. 63 rushing yards, 1 receiving, 1 reception for 64 yards. Reception, 1 40-yard receiving touchdown. That's what did it right there. Cooks, Dallas wide receiver, 9 receptions, 173 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Yeah, that helped. 36 points. He got 29. He got 4 field goals from 40 to 49 yards. Oh wow. Yep, that'll do it. And 32 points from the Indianapolis defense. Unless Williams, the running back out of Denver, just goes ballistic, she's gonna lose this. going to drop. She's not going to win this one. She's going to lose, and she's going to be pissed. Oops, pops. Man, talk about oops.
Yeah, that's definitely an oops. Because that's my max right now. I'm
original
maxed out at
projection was pretty close.
I'm 137 at 30, maxed out. And Full Metal Jacket still got 2 players to go.
Yeah, Full Metal Vet still got he only has 1 player left. Does he have 2? Who's the 2 people he has left?
He's got 1 playing right now, doesn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah.
No,
He's got the running going right now. Hey, if those 2 guys shit the bed, you're in. You're good.
Yeah, but they really got
one of those
the bag big.
They really got to shit the bed. You only have 25 points. 12, you're good. You each get 13, you lose. So we'll see. I know Pops will be glued to the Monday Night Football game.
I definitely will. I just can't believe it. But anyway, we'll see. Because
yeah, we'll see. Full Metal Vet might pull this off. Last game of the week is Mar-a-Lago Raiders, which is Pterodactyl, who joined us last night on the bar. Good time with him.
He's got 1 player left to go.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a blowout.
Yeah,
and the original projections were he had almost 25 point a lead on him, but live projection right now is 150.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to win by.
Lunchbox is done.
Yeah, but he's got a chance to win by 23/100 of a point.
It's on the kicker. Your life depends on. Oh, that's brutal. That's so brutal, T. I'm sorry, man. Like, watch him just like watch him kick like a 50-yard field goal and get like 7 points, or like his knee out or some shit, or kick 1 field goal and an extra point, and it'd be at 154.16, and then he I don't know, blows his knee out reaching for a Gatorade or something, and
unreal.
0.06 points in fantasy football, which has happened before. I've seen that shit. It's brutal. Boy, if he would have started, Prescott, so it really that he could have put in that if he would have put if he would have put Gibson, the Washington running back, in for Derrick Henry. I don't know why he keeps sticking with Derrick Henry, man, but he does. But if he would have put that in there, it would have been guaranteed with the 4 and 6. And Lunchbox would drop to 5-5. We'll see. Keep a close eye on that one. But that is it for fantasy football. Hopefully, I hang in there and go and keep winning. Just gotta get a playoffs. I will be expanding or looking at expanding the playoffs this week. I haven't had time to do it. I was sick most of the week, and so was my lovely daughter Edith. So that put a damper in that.
You guys come down with flu, or what'd you come down with?
Just
I didn't hear anything before you took a gulp.
Just a little 24-hour cold.
All right.
She had it for like a day and a half, and I had it for like 2 days.
Wow.
Which is a headache and stuffed up, but on top of her teething, not good.
Sometime, huh?
She's not sleeping, so I'm down like 2 days sleep this week. It's awesome.
Yeah. Wow, that's ugly. How's things going to work?
Yeah, it's
going good?
super fun.
Things are going good.
Yeah. I actually resolved. Yeah. I resolved a major issue with the person I have a severe problem with there at work. By basically reaching out and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, fuck that guy. No, don't worry about it. You're good." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Moving on." Cool. Good to know. To a little bit of baseball. I forgot. Chris sent the Perrier Pro shot. These names are legit hard. The Prochaka Perrier fight. I got the knockout on that, so you guys can see that, and then I have the next one as well. Might as well show it to you so you can see what the refs did and how you feel about it. And I'm sure
it's taking forever to load.
This is courtesy of the UFC and TNT, but hey, we're sharing your content to the masses. We're not getting paid for it, so just relax, guys. All right.
The counter for the down. Mistake by him up. No, big elbows. That is going to do it. Welcome to the history.
Oh, that was the one Pook was talking about.
So that was a little early, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that was a little early. Just want to give you guys the viz on it. Let's see here. Did I stop it? Yeah, okay. And I'll find the next one that Chris sent. Where is it? He sent me another one. This one was Tom Espinale. KO punches at UFC 295. Let's see here. Pause it. Cool. Audio. Again, this is courtesy of the UFC and TNT Sports. You guys want to send me a cease and desist letter? I'd love to send an email to Dana White about this because I'll really, with his stance on veterans. But here we go.
Kick will pay dividends.
And then he called this one a little late.
Yeah.
This guy was hurt big time.
Yeah, he was done. Done, son.
Oh,
he got melted.
Yes, yes. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about that situation.
Right, for sure. Moving on to baseball, we've got some cool things to show you before we get into knee deep into some things. Been a lot of changes in MLB as far as like managers already. Dusty Baker retiring. So
yeah, they hired their dugout coach. What does the dugout
bench
coach do anyway?
Yeah, their bench coach. Joe Espada replaces Dusty. He's just there to be aim the players and have a vibe on the clubhouse is what I'm guessing his official duties are. We need the one and only Dallas Brain, the 209 mayor from Baseball is Dead, to come and explain that shit to us. But he hasn't come on yet, so we need to get him on. But anyways, Joe Espada replaces Dusty Baker as lands with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Good luck with that fucking job, bro. That's gonna suck. Monday was crazy. Drama-filled day on the MLB managerial front. 3 teams hired new managers. One club that did not begin the day with a vacancy. In a shocking move, the Chicago Cubs landed Craig Counsell as their new manager, signed him after he spent 9 seasons in charge of the division rival Brewers. Counsell will take over for David Ross, who was fired by Chicago to make room for Counsell.
What do you do for the Brewers?
Not much. Times. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you're talking about the Brewers, but, the Mets were considered the favorite to land Counsell, and then the Cubs were like, no. He is now Kirk Counsell is now the highest paid manager in Major
Oh, yeah.
League Baseball right now by the Chicago Cubs, which in a lot of people's eyes, the Cubs, a big front runner to make a lot of big free agent moves this year to shore up that team because they almost made the playoffs before they melted down in the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Remember, the Arizona Diamondbacks don't make the playoffs if Shohei Ohtani doesn't just figure out how to catch a fly ball because he literally forgot how to catch a fly ball. It dropped, the run scored, Diamondbacks into the playoffs instead of Cubs. So the Cubs were close. So they're thinking new guys coming up like Pete Armstrong Crow, a couple other guys in the pipe. That bullpen for sure, and definitely need to bring in another all. I think the Chicago Cubs odds are the second best to land Shohei Ohtani right now, which is weird. I don't see him going there. I don't know why he would go to Chicago. Especially because he's not going to pitch until another left-handed bat. You could save a lot of money and just sign Cody Bellinger to another deal because he had a great year and a resurgence with the Cubs last year. But I don't know. We'll see. On the executive front, Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox made executive changes. The Red Sox have hired former reliever Craig Breslow, and the White Sox have already named Chris Getz as Hahn's successor. Mets GM Billy Epler stepped down after MLB reportedly opened an investigation into Mets' use of phantom IL stints. The Marlins, fresh off their play, have run part of it with GM Kim Ning. After 3 years, I don't think they parted ways. I think she quit. Parted ways leaves the impression that they fired her. No, she quit. She's like, I'm fucking out of here. Like, I see where this is going. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And the Cleveland Guardians hired Steven Vogt as their manager, former MLB catcher. I think he spent his last couple of years there as a Oakland A. The Tigers hired Jeff Greenberg as their new GM. Davis for the Mets. Weird. Carlos Mendoza is hired as a Mets manager. Billy Epler hired as he resigned as his GM role of the Mets. Good call. The Yankees are. We'll see what happens. Bob Melvin, managers move around, had a job with the Padres, and they're like, yeah, if you want to go find another job, we'll let you go. And he's like, cool, I'm going to San Francisco. Peace, bitches. And he did. He left. But getting back to the Craig Counsell, David Ross. He might not have been the greatest X and O's guys, but Joe Mann wasn't either. He won a World Series with the Cubs. David Rossi, Grandpa Rossi, one of my favorite Cubs of all time. He's not there in 2016. Don't do it. I'm sorry. He was very much a vibes manager, kind of boys. The boys kind of love him kind of guy, kind of like a uncle figure, I guess, a little bit, big brother figure in that clubhouse. The way they did it, hopefully some details come out, but the way it looks on paper is hired him and then said, all right, Rossi, clean out your fucking office. That's the way it went. I might just have to buy tickets to Cubs Fest this year, and I may or may not get arrested. But especially now, you know what? I'll leave the rookies alone. I'll just hit Jed Hoyer because you don't do that to people. That's fucked up. I know business is business, but all the way up and all the way down, east and west too. So if that's the way you did Rossi, you know what? Go fuck yourself, Hoyer. You're not Theo Epstein. Stop trying to be Theo Epstein. And that's all I have to say. Awards going. That is going to be announced on November. So on the MLB Network at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as the American League MVP, we've got Shohei Ohtani, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. It's probably going to be fucking Shohei. Honestly, I get it, but I don't get it because Corey Seager and Marcus Semien did way more for their teams and actually won a fucking World Series and played the whole fucking August, shut down because he ripped his UCL again. Yeah, he had a good slash line, but his pitching was not as great as some people think it was. It really wasn't. He didn't have a great swing and miss rate. His ERA wasn't. The awe of him is because he can hit like Babe Ruth and pitch like a number 2. He's definitely not any team's ace. I don't think he's an ace. I don't think he is an ace. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fine. But I think Corey Seager is going to get robbed of that American League MVP. Into the National League, you've got Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. I don't see how Ronald Acuna Jr. doesn't get this. He did. I mean, 40-70. Like, come on, man. 40 home runs, 70 stolen. I mean, that's just ridiculous. He should win that. He should be ahead. American League Cy Young. You've got Cole of the Yankees, Kevin Gausman, the Blue Jays, and Sonny Gray of the Twins. I don't know. My bet is it's going to be Garrett Cole because it's the fucking Yankees. It's just name recognition. That's all. And sports writers are retards anyways. But I'm Mr. Sticky Hands. National League Cy Young, Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks, Blake Snell of the Padres, and Logan Webb of the Giants are finalists. Zach Gallen went the furthest, but Blake Snell, in my opinion, is the prohibitive favorite. Rookie of the Year awards. This should be interesting. American League, Tanner Beebe of the Guardians, Tristan Casas of the Red Sox, and Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles. At goes to Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles for sure. National League Rookie of the Year. There's really not much of a fuck. 3 finalists: Corbin Carroll, James Outman, and Kodai Senga. It's going to be Corbin Carroll. Why? Because he went to the World Series. He had just an unbelievable year. To the American League Manager of the Year, Bruce Bochy of the Rangers. He's going to win it. Kevin Cash is in there from the Rays. Brandon Hyde of the Orioles is in there too. Brandon Hyde has a really, really good case, but Bochy won the World Series, so it's going to go to Bochy. National League Manager of the Year. This is fun. The lead go-getter for National League Manager of the Year, Pops. I talked about him earlier. Any idea? You're still muted. You're muted. Still? Okay, when you figure it out.
There. Now.
There you go.
That's probably why a lot of times I'm talking to you and you don't hear me. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dusty Baker.
Nationally.
Oh. In that case, I don't know.
Craig Counsell of the Brewers.
Oh, okay.
Even though he's now. Skip Schumacher of the Marlins. Man, this one, I don't know. This one's kind of a toss-up. You have to say with what Craig Counsell has done, one of the reasons the Cubs hired him is because he's done amazing shit with a extreme team who couldn't spend and will spend some money, hopefully. So I don't know. And Skip Schumacher got in there, but and Brian Snitker of the Braves. Yeah, you got in there. Smoked by the Phillies again. So I don't know. Gold Glove Awards have been out. We'll go to those real quick. American League, catcher Jonah Heim. This is going catcher to utility all the way down. Catcher Jonah Heim, first base Andre Jimenez, third base Matt Chapman, shortstop Anthony Volpe, which I fucking can't believe. Left field Steven Kwan, center field Kevin Kiermaier, right field Adolis Garcia, pitcher Jose Barrios, and utility man Marcio Dubon. National League catcher Gabriel Christian Walker of the D-backs. Too bad he couldn't do that in the playoffs. Second base Nicky Horner, third base Cubanor Hayes, shortstop Danby Swanson, left field Ian Happ of the Cubs, center field Bretton Doyle, right field Fernando Tatis, pitcher Zach Wheeler, and player Hai Sung Kim. We'll do the Silver Sluggers next week. I do have a few silly little videos that I do want to show you guys. One of them's pretty damn funny. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh yeah, here we go. So Shohei Ohtani is just turned 50 years old. Now, watch what this 50-year-old can still do. All right, it should be up. It is. Let's go.
We thought, yeah, this is crazy. Hey,
Broke
can I
the
have my
window
ball back?
across the. Yeah, went over there. Wouldn't it be funny if he walked over and found the apartment? Not my ball back.
Hey, lady,
Yeah,
can I have
sure.
my ball back?
Oh, I love it. Waiting for this to load back up here. There's a few other things I wanted to show you guys. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. No, come on, guys, not that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're cool, but yeah, the Cubs are number 2 for odds for landing the Honey. Let's see, what was the other one here? It's a good story I caught earlier in the week. The free agents are probably going to land, so let's take a look at that. This is courtesy, I think it was MLB. Shohei Ohtani, the prohibitive favorite, is the Dodgers. It makes sense for him to stay on the West Coast. I know the Dodgers are going to make a run. I know the Giants are going to make a run as well. Seattle is probably going to make a run. And if Shohei were to take less money to go somewhere, it would probably be Seattle to reconnect that Ichiro connection and that big connection between Seattle and Japan as far as fans and overseas money. Yeah. But again, the Cubs are up there too. I don't know. But yeah, the Giants, Mariners, Angels, Red Sox, Rangers, Mets, and Yankees, they're all in it as well. So we'll see. Blake Snell, the lefty out of San Diego, a lot of the executives, it's a razor-thin majority or razor-thin win on that Cardinals, which makes me want to run into oncoming traffic. I don't know. We'll see. He had in 32 starts left-handed, posted an MLB best 2.25 ERA along with a 31.5% strikeout rate. He also ever walked MLB high 99 batters, or 13.3% of the batters he faced. That is eventually going to bite him in the ass as he gets older. We'll see. If the Cardinals want to sign him to a big deal, go ahead. The Cubs hitters, hopefully with Pete Alonso, which is a trade rumor. Alonso, the slugger, first baseman slugger, aka the pole bearer, is going to be traded to the Cubs in the offseason. I'm sure he'll eat Blake Snell up, and I'm totally fine with that. So I really don't care. I don't want him to be a Cub, but they are one of the teams in the mix. Other teams: Dodgers, Giants, Mets, Padres, Red Sox, Mariners, Rangers, Yankees, D-backs, Orioles, and Phillies, along with the Cubs. Unbelievable resurgent season after being basically just kick rock son by the Dodgers, came to the Cubs and just tore it up. The Yankees are the prohibitive favorite for him. The Yankees sorely need a left-handed power bat with all the slugging in New York's lineup currently residing in the right-handed batter's box with Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Stadium in left field, might be inviting target for Bellinger, the 2019 LMP, whose production fell precipitously over the next season before he surges in 2023. Other teams in the mix, of course, the Cubs are going to look at trying to sign them. The Giants, Mets, Red Sox, Mariners, Braves, Judge. Problem with a lot of these guys is Scott Boras, who needs to, I don't know, die in a horrible and he's a piece of shit. It has artificially inflated players' values for like a decade and a half, which is what he's supposed to do. I get it. Dude, I used to be able to get bleacher seats at Rick. Can't. Do you know why? Scott Boras. That's why. So enjoy. You'll have a lot of people used to work with Scott. They're all going to be there, so enjoy it. Josh Hader, the left-handed closer. The primitive favorite for him to go to is the Rangers. They definitely could use the help. Aroldis Chapman is stick a fork in that dude. He's done not the guy he used to be. I mean, yes, he's gotten older, sure, but his control issues are something that I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a injury thing that he isn't saying about, or it's an adjustment to previous injuries. I don't know what it is, but he's just not that guy anymore. And the hope is with pitchers, you can always fix them, but sometimes you can't. And with Josh Hader, you got a guy who turned in another dominating performance. 2.8 ERA and 33 saves and a 36.8 strikeout rate. So other teams look at him: Phillies, Yankees, Padres, Angels, Red Sox, Mariners, Braves, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers, Giants, Orioles, Rockies. That would be pretty funny if the Cubs sign him. That'd be pretty funny. But they got Albert Alzolay, who got hurt at the end of the year. And we'll see. Another big free agent, Aaron Nola. He's been a Philly for 9 seasons, all of his major league career so far. He didn't have a really good regular season, like a 4.46 ERA in 32 starts, but man, like kind of like a Nathan Eovaldi type dude. He gangstered up in the playoffs, posted a 2.35 ERA over 4. The prohibitive favorite of these executives is he's going to be re-signed by the Phillies. Also mentioned in it, Cardinals, Red Sox, Dodgers, Twins, and Yankees. And the Cubs have been mentioned a lot out there. I've been seeing Eduardo Rodriguez trade to stay with the Tigers. So we'll see. These guys think he's going to stay with the Tigers. I fucking seriously doubt it. I mean, there's a lot of places open there. One of the ones that I think really sticks out, if they want to spend the money, is the Reds. Be one of the best signings they could ever make. They definitely need to shore up that rotation. And with all that young talent on the base paths and in positions, they need to shore up. I know they've got Hunter Green, and I know they've got that other lefty, but they need a guy that's he had a 3.3 ERA over 26 starts for Detroit this year, which is pretty amazing considering he pitched for Detroit. So we'll see on that one. Sonny Gray with the Twins. He's a free agent, which is crazy. I don't know if the Twins are going to let him go. A lot of people say no, that he's going to. He finished the campaign in 2023 with 2.79 ERA and 32 starts. Led the major leagues in FIP, 2.83, and the fewest home runs per 9 innings, 0.4. Now he did turn 34, so this guy's not getting a big deal. I would like to see the Cubs bring him. And that's one of the teams mentioned. The Cardinals are in the mix: Braves, Orioles, Mets, Angels, Astros, Reds, Giants, Dodgers, Brewers, White Sox, and my Chicago Cubs. Jordan Montgomery probably going to be re-signed by the Rangers. He turned into a just beast after getting traded to the 2.79 ERA over 31, and he did the postseason. They love him there. I think he loves it there. I think it makes a fit. Again, the teams that he maybe looked at are the Yankees, who he used to pitch for, the Dodgers, Red Sox, Mets, Cubs, Cardinals, Orioles, Angels, Braves, Giants, Phillies, Rays, Tigers, all teams but one they were at or near the playoffs this year. This one, Yoshinomoto Yamamoto spent 7 seasons in Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball Organization, pitching for the Oryx Buffaloes, and become one of the greatest starting pitchers in NPB history. Right-handed pitcher posted 1 point over 879 innings. Still only 25 years old. This is your class behind only his fellow countryman Otani. The Mets are favored in this, but they are. Other teams: Yankees, Giants, Dodgers, Red Sox, Mariners, Cubs, Padres, Cardinals. See a fucking pattern. Last one I want to go over is Matt Chapman. It is a free agent class light on position players, so he is definitely a big boy in that. He's a left. So we'll see what happens with that. He had a pretty good year. It wasn't amazing, but he's only 30 years old. Got great defense. Locked up another Gold Glove. So, I mean, the Yankees are looking at him as well because he's a left-handed bat, and they desperately need left-handed bat. Left-handed Mets, Angels, Dodgers, Tigers, and Brewers are in it as well. I got one more I gotta pull up somehow. Kyle put it in here for me at one point. And this is just for Chris. So, and I'll share this so you guys can see it. Important dates in MLB offseason. So just for Chris, I'm gonna put this one up there. Dates in MLB. November 6th, free agency begins. Players can sign with any team. December 4th to 7th, winter meetings. January 23rd, Hall of Fame class of 2024 is announced. Mid-February, spring training camps open. February 22nd, Cactus League opens. February 24th, Grapefruit League opens. March 2021, Soul Opening Series. And then March 28th, traditional opening day. So keep those dates in your head. Without further ado, we are going to call it a day. I had some other stuff I wanted to play, but I don't know. I just don't feel like getting to it. I'm pretty tired. Think I'm going to go home.
Little guy.
What's that, little guy?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, that's a friend of mine. Sorry.
Oh.
Stop sharing. There we go. Anyway. Yeah. Did I say Matt Chapman's lefty bat? Did I? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Is what it is. It's a long show, and I've been doing most of it by myself and Pops. So yeah, give me a fucking break, Chris. All right. Fucking
we gotta
tired.
figure out what's going on with your microphone, but we can do that off air. We're not.
Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, I even unplug my microphone, see what happens. And when I unplug my microphone, a message shows your microphone is disconnected. So I don't know what the hell's happening. It could be. I don't know. It could be something in your setup on the computer that your computer is clipping it. So
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Nobody else seems to notice. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll try and do some.
Yeah, I mean, go back and listen to this and see what happens.
But all right, yeah. Because and as I'm talking right now, I just every time I turn it on, there's no problem. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But anyways, my final thoughts are: remember, never take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Remember, help is out there wherever you want to reach out for it. You got to go out and reach out. You contact Balance Stress. Any veteran page is probably going to be able to hook you up with somebody you need to talk to. Please do so because you're extremely valuable. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, get over to Rumble, YouTube, X, Twitter, formerly known as X, formerly known as Twitter. Get on all those social media accounts. Give us some love there. Follow us there, especially on Rumble. Follow us. Thumbs up on all the videos and leave a comment. And hopefully next week we'll be without Pook, but we'll have Doc back. It'll be me, Doc, and Rep Pops, and we'll have a great time. time. We'll try and put a post out if that changes within the week. But we may be going back to the original time. We'll see.
What's the
Early in the
original
morning.
time? I
So
remember. With 2 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yep. So, all right, Pops, give us your final thoughts.
Just reiterate what John says. It's a matter when things are not going right. Talk to somebody. Let them know what's going on. Believe it, we need everybody that's around, and there's no reason to take the easy way out, even though it doesn't seem easy. You are taking the easy way out. We need all the help we can get, and that means you got to be there too.
Absolutely. All right, Salou and James, take us out, sir.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.